Hey guys, how's it going? Ricky here from Most Valuable Podcast, here to bring you our top 25 in college basketball for this upcoming week. If you're new to the rankings, how we do it is me and Brandon come up with our own top 25s. We do the math, put the numbers together, put it into the machine. The machine spits out our MVP top 25. We're going to get right into it. Starting off 25 through 21, down at the bottom, the Duke Blue Devils, followed by the Wisconsin Badgers at 24, the Texas Longhorns at 23, the Baylor Bears at 22, and then Indiana at 21. Wisconsin and Duke getting into the rankings back this week. Duke, to me, the reason why I've got them so low, let's be honest, Dukies. Cameron Crazies, let's be honest. You guys shouldn't be here. You guys got lucky. That was a travel. Virginia should have won, and you should have lost that game. Point being, you won. So we're putting you at 25 because the refs couldn't call an honest game. Wisconsin getting a big win this week, boosting them into the rankings. But let's move on. 20 through 16. The SMU Mustangs falling to number 20 in the rankings. Right above them, the Oregon Ducks. Man, did the Ducks get two bad losses this week. Good teams, but this is not the week that the Ducks needed to lose. Two straight games. Purdue at number 18. We've got Louisville up at 17. And Notre Dame at 16. Notre Dame becoming a team climbing in the rankings. And this is a team to watch as we get closer to March Madness, as they just keep surprising at every single turn, especially, like I said, as we get closer to the month of March. Moving on, 15 through 11. At number 15, the Kentucky Wildcats. Right above them, the Iowa State Cyclones. 13, the Dayton Flyers. At number 12, the Arizona Wildcats. And then the Miami Hurricanes at number 11. And the U getting a good win this week over Florida State, gets them at 11. Arizona, two big wins this week, one over Southern Cal. They're moving up. Dayton, a team that I know they're the Flyers and they're only an A-10 team, but they're moving up in the rankings. Kentucky, could they be back to kind of form? Are they catching momentum at the right time? Check out the Primetime Podcast to have that question answered for you. But let's move on. We've got the top 10 now. Michigan State coming in at number 10, followed by Xavier at 9, West Virginia at number 8, Virginia at number 7, and then North Carolina at number 6. North Carolina moving up a little bit. West Virginia, to me, I had them staying pat in my personal rankings. The reason being, and I said it before, I yelled at Duke fans for it, Virginia should have won that game. They got robbed of that game. I don't care what Coach K says. It wasn't a foul. It was a travel. Grayson Allen's foot hit the ground before the ball left his hands. Shouldn't have counted. Virginia should have got the win. We should be sitting here today saying, oh, Virginia, they have their first win in over a decade. I want to say it's in over a decade at Cameron Fieldhouse. Instead, they got robbed of that. They stay pat. Let's move on. The top 5. Last week, we had a little bit of trouble finding out number 1. We have found a number 1 for at least this week. Let's start at 5, though. Maryland, they're our 5th team. Iowa right above them at 4. Oklahoma at 3. Nova at 2. And Kansas at number 1. And this is, to me, Villanova fans may be saying, well, Ricky, we deserve some respect. We're number 1 in the AP polls. We should be number 1 in your poll, too. Well, you're not. Kansas had a better win this week over Oklahoma, especially that win on Saturday against Oklahoma. They get number 1. They're jumping in our rankings right now from 6 to number 1. We had the logjam at the top, but Maryland, Iowa, Oklahoma all losing, kind of clearing up that logjam. Should Nova maybe be tied with Kansas? Maybe. But they're not, and Kansas remains alone at the tippy top. But that's going to do it for our top 25 in college basketball for this week. Let me know down below what you guys think who should be ranked where, who should be number one. Let me know down below. And also, why do you think Villanova's not getting the respect that they deserve? You can also check out the Primetime podcast for me and Brandon, who talk about just that. We also talk about the Kentucky Wildcats this week that came in at number 15. I want to thank you guys for checking out this video. Go ahead, hit that like and subscribe buttons. But as always, have a good day, everybody.